Hey y'all. My mouth still feels swollen. I still have like a knot here. It's like this. And you can distinctly see the difference. Like it's soft around here. And then over here it's like, you see it? I still have like this much to go. It even looks like I have like, like here and here. It still looks awkward. Like it's an angle. It's not long and under. And I still have headaches. Still get the light earache. Just kind of like frustrated, I still have a little bit here. And you can see it too. It's here. And I wanna say I'm nervous because it's just such a long time, and this has been the same size for like 4 or 5 days. So I'm hoping that my mouth didn't get oversewn. Over here though, it lifted up. And back here I feel swollen, like it don't feel the same like it did yesterday. Unless it's really down and it's really healing down. Yeah, I'm about to tell y'all like exactly what happened because I don't want to hold it as a secret anymore. And I actually like the dentist. I actually like I don't know if y'all ever seen The Little Shop of Horrors. I actually like that movie, okay? I like that movie, you know? But one thing that's actually bothering me is like that whole process and that whole experience. And I feel like I'm not being 100% honest. Like I'm trying to defend somebody because I want them to be able to be, I want them to be able to keep their job. Like, but it was just a very hard procedure, if that makes sense. Like the best way to describe it would be, all right, I walked in. First of all, I'm gonna start from my first where I started, because originally I was getting my teeth done at this place in Brooklyn, and then I don't know, I went in there one time. I was just going in there for a cleaning. All I wanted was a cleaning, y'all, or a filling, or something simple. I was just going there to get a cleaning. And by the time I was done, the dentist told me that I had 5 cavities. And he said that he said I have 5 cavities. And then he wanted to fill them. So he filled them, okay? I'm trying to think if he numbed my mouth. I think he numbed my mouth. I don't know if that was when I got the lockjaw, but at one point I had lockjaw. And that scared the crap out of me. And then not only that, not only did I have a lockjaw, like my mouth was like, that scared the crap out of me. Okay? That scared the crap out of me. I remember that. And I know a lot of my clients was like, I know she crazy, because I was out there and I still wanted to work. So I was like, I know that can shame me, and but I mean it was a hard, like hard lock jaw. Like I was talking and I was like talking like that. I know they was bugging out. I know they was bugging out. Like, she's crazy. Like, she's crazy. So that was crazy. Okay. Then after the lockjaw went away, okay, I had a killer sensitivity. I had a killer sensitivity until it was like 4 months, 5 months. It was like mad months later. And I couldn't eat no ice cream. I couldn't eat no ice cream. I couldn't eat nothing that was super cold. I couldn't chew anything for a minute. I couldn't, like, nothing was appetizing to me. Nothing tasted good to me. I couldn't eat no chicken gristle. And, you know, some people was actually laughing, like, you can't eat no chicken gristle. That's the best part. Like, I'm sorry, like, you took away my chicken gristle and I felt every type of way. So I was like complaining on the internet. I was so angry. I was like, I probably said, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you if I find you. Because you get so angry because of the condition and the sensitivity. Like, either that dentist quit his job, packed up all his stuff, and ran. He dipped. He was gone. He was out. He ran. Anyway, I ended up coming back one time, and it seemed like every time I was coming back, every time I kept coming back, the dentist was like, it was like a different dentist. Like, I know I definitely came back again. Like, I was happy the first time. That's why I think I came back to get the fillings or whatever, because I think he had, maybe he did the, when I first got some money, I had gotten some teeth whitening. I had gotten my teeth whitened. So I spent like a good $400 straight out of my pocket to get my teeth whitened. And it was crazy because more recently they told me you don't need that because your teeth are your teeth are too young. You're too young to have that. You're too young. So, and he was trying to tell me, oh, don't brush your teeth with the baking soda and the lemon juice, and don't be trying to brush your teeth like that. And they probably would recommend you could brush your teeth with the charcoal. My teeth has been more sensitive with charcoal than lemon juice and honey, or lemon juice and baking soda or whatever. Like, that's one of my regimens I've been doing for a very long time, and I've never had a problem, which is the reason why more recently they told me I didn't have any cavities. So they didn't know what I was talking about. Anyway, so we're going to fast forward to the day that I had a crazy pain in my mouth, and I was starting to complain about it. And I know y'all was watching my videos, and y'all seen me, and y'all was like, y'all, my teeth is bothering me. It's really hurting. My ears hurting. My head's hurting. My face is hurting, and it's just like right here, and it's like in my mouth or whatever. And it was crazy because at some point, like, I feel like I ended up getting like a head scan at some point. I felt like I ended up getting they scanned my face or whatever. But my thing, what bothers me the most is how long did they know that that was in my teeth? How do you see I have cavities before you see I need to get my teeth pulled? Like, why are we avoiding the truth? Why are we avoiding the fact that that tooth was in there for a very long time, and nobody was saying anything about it? Like, they was scared to tell me that, and I had to literally lose a tooth for them to tell me that. That's why I'm mad. So anyway, it was time for me to go to the dentist. So I go to the one that I was going to in Brooklyn, and they was like, they scanned my teeth. They think that I need to get a root canal. Then I don't know why I didn't get the root canal, but the root canal was supposed to be something that you get, and then what happens is, it's like they fix the tooth, or they protect the tooth in a way that you won't feel the pain or something like that. And I didn't get a root canal. Something like I ended up getting a tooth pulling I got some kind of recommendation for a root canal, or I don't know how I got to teeth pulling. But then first it was a root canal or go to this place. But the place that I had got the prescription to go to that my insurance would have accepted was this place where you could just walk in, but you gotta be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. For me, that's impossible. I can't even open up one eye at 8 o'clock. I can't even open up one eye at that point. Like 8 o'clock in the morning, that means I wouldn't even sleep. I would have to skip the whole entire night and not even go to sleep, not even take a shower or take my shower mad early, not go to sleep, stay up, be a zombie. You know what I'm saying? Can't do nothing for no reason. That would drive me crazy. I like to sleep. Like, I know I'm a late night person. Like, I'm a late, I forget the word I'm trying to say. I don't know. I don't sleep at nighttime until I'm extremely tired. So it's like if I'm not extremely tired, there's no way for me to force myself to go to sleep. I'll make myself sick. So, yeah, like I don't know. I would make myself sick. I feel like I would be in here throwing up or something if I had to force myself. I would get like acid reflux and I would just be spitting all night, or I just would not be able to sleep. It's the same thing. I would not be able to sleep. I have to be exhausted for me to go to sleep. And yes, it happens, but it literally happens. Like, either I have to watch some TV and tire myself out, or I don't know, be in my bed and still be watching TV, binge watching, just watching. You know what I'm saying? Or listening to music. And then I gotta watch TV or something to make me tired. Or, So, and I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly watching and stuff like that. But I just don't be tired. Like, it's late now and I'm not tired. Like, I have to wait. But I know at 5 o'clock, if it's 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to sleep, because there's no way I could stay up past 5 knowing that I would have to be up in another 5 more hours, 6 more hours to be out of the house. Like, it wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense. So I would actually, 5 o'clock is my cutoff. Then I have to put myself to sleep, because there's no reason for me to be up. Like, if anything, if I'm still up and it's gonna be after 5, I at least get in my bed. Like, all right, Alicia, you're gonna be turning down any time now, any minute now, any minute. So now I'm up to the next location where I go to get the root canal. But I ended up not being able to go to that location. So I asked them, I said, do you have another location? So they was like, yeah, they gave me another location. They had a few different locations, and they just was like, pick one. So I picked one, and I picked the most nearest time because the pain was that excruciating. When I say the pain was that bad, y'all, I was crying. I was crying. I was crying really, really bad. So then it came to a situation where, where I was at, they was like, go here. Because technically I had the referral. You can't be there without a referral. So I went there, and the place was like a place, like an actual dedontics, something, DEDODINTICS, something like that, dedontics. And there's no K, and everything else is silent. It's really weird. So those are the ones that literally pull out the teeth. So, like, the oral surgeons. So I go in there, and the guy, he's like pressing on my face, and he's like banging on my teeth with the metal. I kid you not. I don't know what it is with that metal thing, but as soon as they bang that thing on your teeth, like, you start to feel you feel the zap, you feel whatever's the sensation or whatever. But then it's like they didn't want to help me that day. They couldn't help me that day because I had came, and it was kind of, I feel like I came the first day and I came too late, so they couldn't help me the first day, and they sent me home, and I was crying, begging them. I was begging for them to take it out my mouth, like, please help me please don't do this to me. Like, oh my God. And they wanted to prescribe me medication. And I was like, you can prescribe it. I'm not going to take it. I'm trying to remember if I came the next day or whatever it was. I think it was like a Thursday or a Friday. It had to be a Friday, y'all. Because whatever day it was, I feel like it was a Friday. Whatever day it was, all I know is I was suffering the whole weekend. So it might have been a Friday. Me thinking I could get there, and then when I get there, they're going to help me. Then come to find out they can't help me because they don't have no time. Sent me home crying. I think they tried to give me some was it Vicodin or something? It was like something like that. One of them drugs. And I was just like, I'm not going to take it. 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 It don't even matter if you give it to me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Yo, I was screaming at the top of my lungs because that is how bad it felt. Like, literally, when your tooth is coming in your mouth, when it's coming, like, you see how babies be crying? Okay, this is like, the tooth wasn't coming straight down. The tooth was inside of the next tooth, in the cavity area, in the cavity. It wasn't even coming out of the skin where you could feel a slice of it going into the tooth. It wasn't even like that. It was literally a cavity, and it was like going inward, and it was so crazy. Okay? When I tell you how entirely crazy it was, like, I kid you not. I kid you not. Like, after that, and it came from up here. Okay? I still have a pain in my mouth. I'm not even going to hold you up. And it might be because my teeth are moving, and I'll show you that later if I remember. But I'm trying to get to what happened at the dentist here. So I'm getting ready to go, I think that following Monday or Tuesday. I know as soon as I could go, I went in there. He numbed my mouth. They told me I can't drink anything hot, but I could drink something cold. And that's the first day that I was dead happy. I know I said it. I was dead happy that Starbucks gives you a sippy cup. They made me so happy, like, because I really, when you going through stuff and you going through some hard times and you be needing that cup of coffee, and it's like, it saved my life. Like, I looked at gross drinking it, but it was so good, it was so good. So that was one tooth down and out, and I was happy about the experience. I was happy. Okay, I'm not even gonna complain. I was happy it came out of my mouth. I was relieved. There was no pain. Then this tooth right here, or this side of my face, started to hurt. It was like a whole month later. And then I started to have a pain on this side. So, and then an ear infection. And then I was trying to get the ear infection for this side. And then once I got the medication from this, I ended up getting medication on this side because she said it was an ear infection. And I figured maybe I had put my headphones down and it wasn't in the right place. And I felt like I was going to get irritation, but I was like, it can't be that serious. And then I guess I got one because I guess it was serious. And that's what I thought it was. And it could have really been my tooth. It could have been part of my tooth because I feel like I still get the slight irritation zaps, but it's not as strong, it's not as potent, and it's like my brackets, like here, like back here hurts, like my actual jaw, like here. So it's like a very painful situation, so anyway, I go back to the same dentist because I was going to ask if they could be my dentist, because the original location that I was going to in Brooklyn, who had referred me to go to a dentist to get the root canal or to get the teeth pulled, they wasn't sure. I don't know, but I was supposed to go back. I was going to go back to call and, find out what was going to happen. So then they basically was like, we can't take your insurance, or we're not on the plan anymore, so we can't help you or anything right now. So I was like, what? So I had to go get a new dentist. So I was like, okay, well, the place that I went to, they was like in a big building. They was in a huge building, and it was like Midtown, like, not, I was gonna say Manhattan. It was in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx, like the boroughs. Okay, it was in Manhattan. So I ended up going there, and there was a building, and it was a big building. So there's a dentist, and there's a lot of places on that floor. So you got like the regular dental spot, you got the you got every different office, and they have all like the same kind of information or whatever. Like, they're all connected, but they're not connected. And I feel like that's kind of shiesty, in a sense that shiesty, in a sense, like, or that they can't use the same picture in the same building for the same person. So it's like, I had gotten dental records, like a dental where they scan your face. They scanned my face at the original dentist location. So when I got to the regular dentist location, they took a picture right before I couldn't use them anymore as my dentist, because they got dropped off the plan. Then my dentist office, the one that had did the tooth pulling, they was able to just pull the teeth. They took their picture I think they took a picture. Yeah. They wanted to take a picture, but I had a picture. So I had to call the dentist that I was at. I had to give them permission or sign some kind of HIPAA form or something like that for them to forward the documents over to the next location. So when I got to the next location, they was like, their system was down, so they couldn't use their system, because their machine, their scanning machine, was down. So they couldn't get a picture. That was another reason why I had to come back. But then I was like, I have my pictures. So then I had my pictures. He looked at the pictures. He still wanted his own pictures, but he was willing to assist me and help me anyway, using the pictures that I had, because I just took them and nothing has changed with my teeth. But I was coming to him to get the tooth pulled. So that day that I was in mad excruciating pain, that was very, very hard. And it was crazy the way I moved. Like, if it wasn't the same day if I didn't find out that I had to go to the dentist the same day, it was that night I was in the dentist. Like, as soon as I found out that I had to go, I was in the surgery room that night. Like, I move. I don't play, because I know that I can't be the only person who does not like pain. Like, I don't, especially in your face, where your brain is, where your eyes are, where your ears are, where your nose is, where your mouth is, where your teeth are, where your face is, like, where you interact with people, like, where your ears are, like, anything, if it's on your personnel, like, and it's paining you, you get a cut and you get a paper cut and that hurts. Like, I don't like pain. So who can deal with pain in their mouth, in their face, in their jawline? Nobody. So I would not send somebody home, whether I had to go home early, if I had some obligations, a prior obligation. Like, I wouldn't want to do that to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can't just give me medication and I might not even wake up. Like, if I'm scared to take medication, how you going to give me medication? How you going to give me medication? So anyway, the day of, I get in there, okay? And he getting ready to get in my mouth. He shows me the picture. He's trying to explain things to me. And I'm just like, I'm like this. I'm a client. I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Okay? I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Whatever you're telling me right now don't make no sense. Whatever you're telling me right now, I'm confused. I have a pain in my mouth. And I don't want it there no more. Whatever we got to do to get rid of it, can we just do whatever we got to do to get rid of it? Because it hurts. And I don't care. Like, okay? It's not about me. I like pain. And no, I don't want you to give me pain. Okay? It's not like give it to me. I want pain. That is not where we're at. Okay? I'm here for a procedure. You looking at the paper and you're trying to explain to me what you're about to do. So you're like, is part of your nasal cavity. So what's going to end up happening is I got to cut your mouth. He didn't tell me. He said it's part of my nasal cavity. I'm expecting for him to just like slice the piece open and just pull the tooth out from wherever it's at, right? And sew it back up. And he said that I'm not going to be able to, like, my nasal passage is going to be open and it's a procedure. And then he was saying something about, oh, when you breathe, it's going to be, like, funny. It's going to be, like, if when you breathe, you have, like, an air pocket in your nose or something and it feels like there's liquid or something in there or something. And something about, he just said something about something. And cut a long story short, whatever he was saying, I was not talking about it when it first happened, but I think I mentioned it, but like I was scared because I was like, yo, as soon as I moved that cotton pad, oh my God, it was like I could really breathe. Okay? When I say really breathe, it was like, it was a straight hole through my nose to my tooth, through my tooth hole, the hole that was in the mouth with the hole being sewn. It was just, and I was trying to tell y'all how much air was in there, how much I felt, how I was trying to let y'all hear it so that I could hear what I was going through, but nobody would have believed me. You know what I'm saying? So, like right now, I'm good in everything. It's more along the lines of, so now everything is like healing up or whatever. Because remember I told you one time I had sneezed and it had busted it back open. I was so tight. It was like 2 days later I sneezed really badly, or I sneezed with my mouth closed, because I don't like to normally sneeze with my mouth open. I think that's rude. And you know, people don't have the tendency to be covering their mouth sometimes and saying excuse me. Like sometimes, like even when people yarn and they don't even cover their mouth or say excuse me, like sometimes you do it so much that it's like you just get sick and tired. You just like, I can't take it anymore, you know. But really though, he really threw his hands up in the air and was like, he's not gonna do it. After he done numbed me in my face, literally, he was like, he's not gonna do it. He was gonna leave me. We're talking like this. Oh my God, I can't believe you trying to tell me you're not gonna take this out my mouth and you got me numb. Like I could have went to work. Like what are you talking about? That's how I was talking to him. I was like, what are you saying to me? What are you saying? I am numb. You just sat there and numbed my mouth, and now you trying to tell me that I am numb and I can't, you're not gonna take this out my mouth? I don't understand what you're saying. Like, why would you do that to me? That's how I was talking to him. I was talking to him like I was numb. Okay? There was no reason for me to be talking like that. There was no reason for you to throw your hands up in the air at me like that. Like you wasn't going to help me because you felt like I was supposed to understand your job, which was numb me. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell your client anything, but tell me you're getting ready to numb me. All right, miss, you're going to feel a little pinch. You're going to feel a little pinch. I'm going to numb you. After you're numb, we'll begin the process. Okay? You don't just stab me in my mouth. And I'm not talking about this doctor. I'm talking about the other doctor. But I'm going to get back to that. This doctor, he stabbed me. And then, of course, he left me to like, he was about to just throw his hands up in the air. And he wasn't even going to do it. And I was in there, boo-hoo, crying. And I was begging him. When I say begging him, I was like, you're not God. Like, there's no reason for me to get on my knees and be begging you. Like, I want you to take my tooth out of my mouth. But if I need it to be taken out because it's causing me pain, it should be all in your heart. It should be something that you genuinely want to help me with. And it was like, I had to speak to this dentist. And he was like, I just feel like with my profession. And it's like he was knocking himself and everything. He was like, I mean, at one point you think he can't do it. And I know what I heard. So I can't be bugging out, but because I gave you credit like that, and I'm like, yo, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, can you please take this out of my mouth? Like, you're a surgeon. This is your job, and you have to do this, and you really got my face numb right now. And I'm over here crying, like, why did you, if you wasn't going to do it, then why did you numb my mouth? You knew already, if you felt like we wasn't here, why would you numb my mouth and then you stop everything? He was cutting into my mouth, up into my face and everything. And I was like, wait, whoa. Because we had already spoke about it. So I knew he was going to take the tooth out, this top part in the back. I already knew that. I already knew it was part of my nasal cavity and everything. What the problem was he put the numbing stuff in my mouth. Right? He put the numbing stuff in my mouth. He went to slice up here, like in the cheek, up in the cheek, inside of my mouth cheek area, like, y'all, like up here in my mouth, like where my gums are. He was like, he had to lift up my mouth and cut into there and get into my gum and pull it out from the side. Like, that's basically what he had to do. He was in the side of my mouth. But when he put the numbing sensation in, I was tripping. I didn't know what tooth he was in. And I thought he was in this tooth. In the front. This one. It didn't feel like he was it did not feel like he was all the way in the back of my mouth. Up in my gum area. Y'all. When I tell you that it felt like he was in my tooth right here, that's why I stopped him. And when he threw his hands up like, oh, miss, you don't understand. I can't do this. I'm not going to do this and this and that. And it took a good 30 minutes before he went and put his hands back on my face again. And I was in there crying, begging for him to take the tooth out. Like, you're cutting me and you're not even telling me. I don't understand what's going on. Why do I feel you up here? Are you sure you're taking out the right tooth? Then come to mention, the next time I get back on the phone with them again, they're like, oh, we think he took out the wrong tooth. I was like, what? And then the phone had hung up. Like, it just, and I know that they probably was playing, but like the phone actually dropped because I was like, what are you saying? And then when I called back to like put the appointment in for them to check the other teeth, she called it a consultation because the consultation was